everyone presumes will be winning the league, but it's not going to be easier for him. It's a long, long road ahead. However, we see already 1, 2, 3, 4 assault rifles banned. I wonder why that is.
Is it something to do with Swanee, do we think?
Well, 3 of the bans have come from the French. Tommy taking out the Man O' War. That's only going to leave him just trying to think what they're going to use. ICR?
You have the ICR and you have the Shiva.
And you have the Razorback?
Razorback, yeah.
Which is, I mean, is an SMG, but kind of like is an AR at the same time.
It's
kind of a
like
hybrid.
Razorback
Yeah.
long range, you're going to be able to use it like that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Swanee kind of use an AR through
Did
the
the
game.
XR2 get banned as well?
Yes.
XR2, wow, HVK.
It's a very quick protect and ban, I mean, I've got to say. But Fringe Hardpoint, we've seen it 4 times already. So you guys at home, you know, if this is new to you as well,
yeah,
you should be getting familiar with the rotations. You should be getting familiar with the spots that these guys use. But going through this specialist draft, no surprises. The backbones of both teams, Swanee and Broken, taking out the Scythe.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing the Annihilator make an appearance this time for Tommy. He's one of his favorites, and I think I can already cast my mind back to a few incredible plays he's made with that particular weapon. Mad Cat opting for Tempest, a kind of mirror matchup with Whalers. The only kind of change so far we have seen is, of course, that Annihilator for the kinetic armor of Gataga, and it does look like we are going to be seeing that one very special change. Purifier for Riskin on Hardpoint. Makes a lot of sense, very powerful, however, not seeing it on the side of Millenium.
Yeah, close quarters. It fits Riskin's playstyle perfectly, if you like. But Mad Cat, I've been actually tuning into Mad Cat's stream and watching him play. He loves pulling out the Tempest. And the one thing that he does so well, it's like he doesn't aim in and then wait and then shoot. He shoots kind of predicting where they're going to be and just kind of targets certain doorways and certain avenues. And Mad Cat being Mad Cat, the slayer that he is, he knows Call of Duty. If there's one thing that Mad Cat knows, it's Call of Duty and how to play it.
Yeah, he has a real kind of in-depth understanding, and sometimes you'll see him firing off blind shots that you're like, what's he doing? He's wasting it, and then all of a sudden 3 frags appear, 3 kills appear, and you're like, damn. But
it's almost like he shoots at a door, they're not there, but it's like a sign to the other team, like, yeah, you come through this door, you're getting electrocuted.
Absolutely, yeah.
On the other side, Jerd, we've talked about the kinetic armor as well as Gataga. Very like-for-like in their play styles, breaking hills, jumping in, making the business, and just kind of upsetting the other team. I think Gataga and Jerd will kind of trade for trade, if you like. Probably won't see too much of each other.
Yeah, I think that's safe to assume. And in terms of Hardpoint Fringe, I mean, we've seen various different approaches to this one. We've seen some kind of ups and downs for some teams. A real point to be made is just how much of that game, the Epsilon game, was determined by that Junkyard hold. Something we are going to be having to kind of set our sights on and see, you know, if any teams can give us a lesson in holding those other sites. Train is one of those ones that kind of always seems like the more contested of the kind of, you got middle and Train. Those two always seem to be very kind of changing hands quite regularly. The other two maybe can be held for extended periods of time, but I'm looking forward to seeing whether or not we can see a team really just demonstrate a solid hold on one of the more difficult points or hills.
Yeah, and if you want to see someone solidly hold a point, you put Swanee and the Scythe together. Right. So when he unlocks that, if I'm not watching him, you know, give me a nudge. I want to watch him use that.
Okay.
But alternatively, Broken, for me, on his pre-game interviews on, you know, on the offline kind of season, he was saying, I didn't have the best season last season. I want to come back strong. I'm putting a lot of time into the game. So it's going to be interesting to see how he is playing. But Fringe Hardpoint, of course, your first map, first 250. Time limit will be 5 minutes. And, of course, that respawn delayed. We will be seeing that fast, action-paced gameplay. And of course, we may not even reach the full 250. If these teams are battling out against each other, matching up evenly, we may see it even closer.
Yeah, and we got the closest so far in that previous series, where it was kind of, we had about 40-50 seconds left on the clock, where Epsilon finally managed to pick up that win. But we're diving into this one then, folks. It is the final game of the day, as we're about to go ahead and dive straight on into the action in this best of 5. Tommy is going to be on your screens, rocking the Pharaoh. Of course, there wasn't that many SMGs taken away. This is his choice. The only option that was removed from him was the Vesper, and Tommy's already put a bullet into his teammate quickly. Manages to get over himself and find the frag onto Broken. Does actually opt to kind of get off that hard point instead, kind of try and play the survival game, play the long game, and oh, that was close to being another. Riskin finally winning out on that trade. Mad Cat as well, just demonstrating his prowess, this time with the ICR. It's one of the few options left available to him with the assault rifles. And actually, you say they're scrap points. This looks like they could be digging their heels in for the long run. I say that though, Mad Cat's going to get found out and immediately Millenium have to relinquish control.
Yeah, Tommy is one of the ones to watch. With this Pharaoh in hand, Jerd's actually using it as well. So something clearly Millenium have been used to playing with. Mad Cat laying down the law here. 4 and 3 already. Top fragging for his team. Broken and good target trying to stop them. But Tommy just kind of maneuvering his way around. I mean, you said you're a big fan of the movement. If you're wanting to watch someone, watch Tommy, watch Jerd. Their movement is on point as the rotations are going to come in. Tommy has this center point locked down, but does get taken down. And only Mad Cat left remain with his teammates.
Yeah, Tac Mask, they're going to save the day. It's going to be Gutaga who finds the frag there. Mad Cat's flash was just laughed off thanks to that mask. And now we're going to be seeing an intriguing development, which involves basically this one going full level. So Junkyard's going to be the battleground for this one to try and develop themselves a lead. It doesn't look like it's going to be coming anytime soon, though. Has 40 seconds for Millenium. And they have just held onto it for just a fraction of a second. They've got basically another 10 points in their pocket, and that's a big pickup from Swanee. He did get tested, and he passed with flying colors.
Yeah, 5-kill streak for him. 7 and 1 currently has the RK5 in the back pocket. Does get taken down by Risking. It seemed like a one-shot melee, though. That was a strange one to see. But Millenium have not only the points behind them, they've got the rotation. Swanee has already rotated with 20 seconds left to go. He's locking things down at the train site, as Jerd will be in the hill for sure. I like what Swanee's doing here. He's not just locking things down, he's pushing up and pushing the spawns back. Very, very interesting to see. What's Tommy doing here?
I mean, Vitality, those scrap points have put them in good stead. Of course, as you said already, Millenium have got that rotate over. They're willing to pay a price in order to get early control. We are having a little bit of an issue I saw there, but Mad Cat in the meantime did manage to get himself a double. Swanee's going to do it. Tommy's going to do it. All of a sudden, Millenium have come to life. And 11 frags for Tommy is a real spectacular for him. This is going to be his 5th frag. Not as sick. Good God, he's destroying this Pharaoh. He indeed is a king as he picks that one up. And that's now 13 for him. 6 in a row. He could very well use this as an assault rifle now. That's going to be 7. That's the Annihilator. That's the Hellstorm. That's the Lightning Strike. I'm just creating a shopping list for Tommy as he finds more and more. Finally, does have to leave that hard point just for a second.
Yeah, I want to see Tommy back off and get these wraps. If he can pull off the wraps, it will be game over for sure. I mean, I shouldn't really say that so early on. Of course, Vitality could come back with the wraps of their own. But wow, he's only 275 points. I'm not moving away from him. The interesting thing is...
Could he use the Annihilator for this?
He has the Annihilator, but he could also use his streaks to bump up that score as well. But I like the way he's just kind of stepping off. But I want to jump on board with someone a little bit closer, but I can't. Tommy is so close here to these streaks. Pulls out the Annihilator. He's going to get taken down.
His teammates are babysitting him so much. He's being kept alive, and that was his test, and he passes it. Risking goes down. Now he's going to go for some padding with the Lightning Strike. Still has a Hellstorm available. That's 100. One more kill.
He just needs the
50.
capture.
He just needs to go for the capture. He's actually using the Hellstorm to pick it up. He's playing the risk, the waiting game. That's going to be 75 to go.
75 points. He just needs either a kill, a capture, and he's pre-aiming the door. This could be it. Tommy, he does make the miss. Oh, Tommy has the wraps in his back pocket. They're unleashed. He's 21 and 5. Tommy, or AKA the game changer. I have nothing more to say. Wow.
That, my friends, is something you don't see every day. The wraps are called in, and he is going to be demonstrating just how powerful they can be, as now all of a sudden the French are forced onto their toes to a whole new level. They're going to be rolling around on the hunt, as we're going to be seeing, it's not stopping Vitality finding a few frags. So far, no wraps frags yet. They can, of course, frag them. They can destroy them on their way, but it does force this particular type of style of gameplay that cannot favor the French. Swanee looking to make an impact. Doesn't need to at this point because he's gone down, and actually, Jerd is going to be struggling as well as Tommy. Everyone's starting to drop now. Maybe a little bit of false confidence as we are going to be seeing a little bit of points start to accumulate for Vitality.
Yeah, in fact, Vitality looking very, very strong. How are they dodging these wraps? Tommy makes the first kill. Here they come. Very, very upsetting for the boys on Vitality, and it just makes an entrance even easier. It's just one of those positions where, yeah, I'm sure Vitality can dodge the wraps. You know, they can do that, but it's going to put them in a very difficult position to get points, and you just see Tommy and his wraps raining fire. He's nearly hit 30 kills already.
Yeah, that's right. This is the first half of Hardpoint. This is just 2 minutes left on that, 2 minutes in to that 5-minute timer, and he's already closing in on 30. Rather astounding considering the next highest is 17. Absolutely, it's incredible stuff from him, and you can understand why we're going to be sticking on board with him. This is the power of the Pharaoh as well, folks. An SMG not so highly contested. He's just demonstrating why it can be one to watch. Now, though, the hip fire is not going to be perfect. The KN-44, not an assault rifle you so always see. Mad Cat keeping it interesting, as is Tommy with the Pharaoh. Good to see Millenium setting new standards.
Yeah, Gataga now in control of the hill. The Raps are away, so it is all focused on getting these points back. Millennium have started strong. Yes, Tommy's going off on one, but you know what Millennium can do, so can Vitality. Don't rule the French out just yet. 94 to 142, only a 50-point game here, Machine.
Yeah, they're keeping it nice and close. Now contested. It is going to be an attempt just to see how much more Vitality are willing to kind of invest into this side. I say that they're investing a whole lot because Gataga's just gone huge. He's used his kinetic armor. Surely not a third. Finally, Tommy does break through with his Pharaoh as he finds himself his 30th frag. Gataga does respond, as does Broken, as it does look like Vitality are ready and waiting to rotate. They've left just one man on towards that hill as they know White is going to be a bit of a brawl. And Tempest is ready, as is the Scythe. You said you wanted to see him when he uses it. Now Swanee has to come alive with the Scythe.
Yeah, but he's on the attack. He's not in a defensive position. He's in a position to use it. He's going to be shot from behind for sure. What is going on there? Risking picking up their important kill. Let's see what he's doing. 14 and 23, not having the best of games, but locking down this right-hand side for his team. Gataga picking up a couple of kills himself as well. This game is a lot closer. And I've got to say and silence myself, what a stupid thing to say. It would be game over with those Raps because Vitality are proving me completely wrong here, fighting their way back into it. And wow, we have a game on our hands. 145 apiece, surely coming up here.
This is incredible stuff. Such a comeback against such unsurmountable odds. A Raps running around, every movement being judged by that streak, but no. Vitality have seized the lead. 15 seconds left on this one. It looks like they're going to collect all 15 of those points unless Millennium are willing to send just 1 or 2 men to test the waters, and they did. And that was Mad Cat. He's gone, thanks to Whalers. Jerd tries to make an impact as well, but that's, of course, on the rotate. As they are going to start to make their move. 2 seconds, 1 second, and Vitality have secured themselves 171 as they start to set their sights on trains.
Yeah, Vitality are on some next-level momentum hype here. Broken making the kill on Tommy. Whalers has that available. Tempest, and he's got it in hand. Is he going to make a second kill? Yes, he does. You know, he's got this kill streaks in his back pocket. They've got a 30, 40-point lead now as well. Vitality really coming and bringing it to Millennium.
Oh, my lord. Jerd just jumped straight on from the frying pan to the fire. As it was actually Swanee, do excuse me, too many frags, too damn quick. As now it's going to be the ICR raining down terror in the hands of Broken as he did find Mad Cat. Now 28 seconds and Vitality are continuing to accumulate points. They're bordering on 200, Phil. And what looked like you said, an impossible situation, Riskin is finally coming alive. Player who usually you find at the top of the scoreboard, he started to really kind of return to that form we were expecting of him. And 15 points, they're about to hit 200. Millennium, 50 points, a little bit more in the shade. And he's holding this tight angle. That's another for Riskin.
Yeah, Riskin's on some next level.
Cerberus just hanging out.
I know. I mean, he potentially could get it, but...
No, there's one there.
Oh, there is one. There is a Cerberus on the hill. I don't even know whose that is right now.
We're about to find out, I'm sure, as it does get fragged. It's in the perfect spot on the hill as well. It could not be better for Cerberus. It's Whalers as he does take down Jerd. And it does look like these score streaks are really making a huge difference in terms of both teams.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the scoreboard, and, you know, the score doesn't say everything. It's all about teamwork, about Hardpoint. But Tommy, 39 and 23, yet he's down by 70 points. It's crazy to see. Whalers is going off on 132 and 25. You know, I said before it, a lot of people kind of underestimate this gentleman, but he's bringing it to the potentially the best team in the league right now and could take map number 1.
Yeah, Vitality, they're so damn close, 30 away or just under, and it is going to be, of course, that relocation from middle. They have to be worried about Junkyard, and look where Whalers is. He is so ready for this one. He is locked and ready on that doorway. A nice tight angle as well being held. He has to worry about his back though, and I think it's very smart to relocate because there's 2 players coming for him. His back would have been turned. Instead, though, he faces full on and meets Mad Cat with a smile. Does go down. Yeah, do you see that? That's a Purifier.
It is a Purifier. Whalers does have the Lightning Strike available as well. I'm not sure when he's going to bring that into play. Broken, though, on your screens, has lost. Mad Cat, let's jump on board with him. He's evening things up now. He has streaks available. This is going to be one finish to watch. I mean, this is 2 giants of the European scene, the French versus the British. Let's see how this one is going to end.
All right, then. All eyes on Mad Cat. He's got the Tempest in his arsenal. He's ready to implement it. He's going to miss one. Surely not the double. No, Whalers too strong. He did manage to find it in the end, as Whalers is going to be kicking himself for that one. Now, though, 20 seconds, and Millennium are closing this gap, using everything they can. Mad Cat this time with a Hellstorm is going to go ahead and land one. Oh, not enough. Just the tag. Not going to be picking up the kill, though.
Yeah, now he's got the lightning strike in his arsenal. He's going to put it on the back. Tommy picking up a frag as well. Risking answering back, but is it going to be enough? Madcat going in for a huge one, but risking going off for his team right now. Does get taken down. And now, who is going to be in control of the hardpoint? None other than Millenium. I can't even keep track of it.
Just for a second, look at that lightning strike onto Swanee. Gataga found a frag as well with the Kuda. And now we do see Vitality taking steps. Small they may be, but steps in the right direction. It is going to be contested, though, as it's going to be a battle of wits and force. Two players hunting him down, but Tommy just a little too good. Not going to find the second as Broken gets the most crucial frag of this game so far. Vitality take another couple of points in the right direction. Caught with his pants around his ankles in prone now, as we do quite literally go back and forth. Who is going to come out of the winner of this one? We really do not know.
This is going down to the wire here. Tommy making a play. Whalers answering back. Madcat's going to come through his back window with a teammate of Jerd. Swanee locking this down. 15 seconds left to go. And
what was that? Broken picks up the double. Madcat and Jerd gone. The scythe is out. This is their hold, and this is their game. Vitality overcoming a Raps to pick up the win, and that is a wrap. 250 to 219, and we see a brilliant play from the French.
Yeah, I just want to... Tommy has 47 kills under his belt, more than any player in any game mode, but he's taken the L. It is... I mean... I'm speechless.
Look at Whalers, dude. He's only a couple behind, 8 frags away, separating him from Tommy.
Yeah, of course, but he has 1 minute 54 in the hill. Really, really well played from Vitality. I almost want to give myself a little slap and say, Phil, what were you saying? Game over.
Give me a wrist. Give me a wrist.
Ow. I'm sorry.
There you go.
I'll never say that again. I said if he gets the Vitality, if he gets the Raps, it's game over. And he was on like 34 and 12 or something crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, he evaded the Raps. Vitality came back strong. I think it was Whalers really who kind of kicked things off. His Tempest play got him streaks.
Yeah.
But
so many streaks, by the way. I felt like you were just switching through as like score streak after score streak. Lightning strike, Hellstorm, Raps. It just didn't stop. A Cerebus holding middle, for heaven's sake. It was absolutely incredible. And this is the beauty of Call of Duty.
The beauty of Call of Duty, I like it. But what a game. It's only map number 1. Vitality take the first one. Surprising for me, at least for you guys at home. Obviously, I'm sure you agree. However, the French must be super proud right now.
Yeah.
Do you know who will be proud?
Jonas.
Jonas will be sat on his little chair, very smug right now.
Yeah.
But fair play to the boys from France. They didn't qualify offline. They've gone away. They've worked hard. They've qualified online. They're now playing the potential number 1 in Europe, and they've taken map number 1. Can they do it in the Search and Destroy there?
Yeah, that's going to be... I mean, this is going to be a incredible series. I'm just really glad that we've seen Vitality come out the gate fighting. Like, you know, if they did come out of the corner and kind of thrown a couple of poor swings, we'd have been worried. But no, really solid out of the gate, picking up the win on Hardpoint against Millenium.
Yeah. And for me, when they got the Raps as well, I mean, I think it was like 120 to like 35, and I was thinking, this is like, you know, this shouldn't be happening. Vitality are too good for this.
Yeah.
And they just fought back. They didn't let the Raps affect them, and somehow they just came back from it.
Were they killing it? Were they killing the Raps?
No, I don't think they were. I think they were just kind of evading it. We saw at one point probably 4 or 5 kills in total from the Raps, which is a lot of kills. That's why Tommy was sitting on 47 at the end. But for me, I almost don't know where the comeback started. Almost.
I would almost say...
I need to watch that back.
Yeah, we do need to watch that back. We'll have a look at the whole game.
Everything was going fine until the Raps came in.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that felt like the kind of the I don't know, the pin. You pulled the pin out of the Vitality grenade and they just blew up after that one. It was really great to see, and it's all your fault. Absolutely, entirely your fault. But we need to talk about Game 2. Going into Search and Destroy, where do these two teams match up? You've said already the French are very prolific on Search and Destroy. Could this very well be that 2-0 start for Vitality?
They just have this playstyle which is different than anyone else. They were always so aggressive. Gataga was known for it. You know, that's why we saw him kind of breaking the hard points with his kinetic armor. He'll do the same at the same rate with Search and Destroy.
Okay. Like playing like he has a respawn. Yeah, exactly.
Playing like he has a respawn, just doing crazy wall runs, getting in their spawn and be like, yo, I picked up 2. You know, entry frags, much like first pick Petey. He's kind of the answer to the Jerds, to the Peteys. He's that SMG core player. But on the other side, Swanee, Tommy, so methodical, so kind of by the by. They'll have every avenue locked down. They'll just have it down to a T, if you like. It'll almost look like perfection, if you like, but clearly not in the hard point. But we'll see.
We will indeed see, and I think we're going to be getting ready for that one. We are just getting those players back on and ready. I think there's a lot of kind of discussion that needs to be had after that one, especially for Millenium. Coming into this one as the favourites, there's no doubt about it. And I mean, this is their opportunity to kind of make, you know, put some kind of ink to paper and make it clear, make it black and white. Just like, you know what everyone says with the God Squad, says with the best, we're top of the table.
Yeah.
They need to pick up this win in order to do so.
It's going to be a hard one to definitely call. If I was to sit on the fence at any time, this would be it.
Yeah, I think. Well, I mean, you kind of you've overused your fences a little earlier on.
I think I've not got any left.
No, I think you've run out of your daily fence allowance.
I think we're going to go to see.
Let's just talk about Search and Destroy.
Search and Destroy for me. I think this is going to go in Millenium's favour.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. I just think. I would almost, at this stage in the game, the current meta that it is, I wouldn't put any game mode past Millenium. Even the Hardpoint, if I was to say they would play again now, I would back Millenium. But it's just for me as kind of an ex-player to look at that squad. I can't see anyone beating them. If Vitality turn up week after week and put that performance in, that's when we really get an interesting league. That's where we get, hang on a second, is this going to be, you know, Vitality infused? We see a lot more in the mix, and that's what makes an interesting league for me. But Search and Destroy, 6 rounds, first to 6 if you like. Plant timer 5 seconds, diffuse timer 7.5. And of course, you know, only 1 life available. You don't have that constant respawn, that fast-paced moment like Hardpoint.
Yeah, and we're going to kind of set our sights on a couple of individuals we're expecting to kind of shine through this one. You've already highlighted Riskin. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of set my crosshairs on Whalers for the French side, because you've already kind of given him this this kind of, I don't know, background as someone that never really gets the recognition he deserves sometimes. Yeah. And I mean, you've got, to be fair, it's really hard to kind of get your own limelight when you're surrounded by so many huge names. You know, you've got the kind of the YouTube presence with Guitargo, and you've got Broken, this kind of stalwart leader. It's really hard just to be able to like, guys, look at me as well. Hey, hey.
Yeah.
And Riskin's as well, just sitting there dropping 40. Whalers, like, give me some airtime. And I mean, it's someone that I'm really going to be looking forward to seeing if he can do the same again, because he was the start of everything that went so right for them on Hardpoint.
100%, yeah. With that Tempest, with the score streaks. But as I said before the game, people have gone, yeah, it's the 3, it's Guitargo, Riskin, Broken. Why does this guy deserve a chance to be in Vitality when you've got other great French players? He's proven himself there, and that is why they picked him up clearly. You know, we don't need to ask the question. He makes it very easy for us in his gameplay.
As does Hawkeye. I feel like we've quite literally just gone through these newer names, and every single one of them has actually delivered.
Yeah,
like,
that's
I'm
really
actually thinking about it. TCM as well, like those guys.
Vortex
names like that. Those guys showed up. Of course, yeah, Vortex on Splice, but I mean, like, what was his name? Niall was performing, not Neil. That's not him. But yeah, those guys were really kind of providing not only the frags, but it felt like they definitely felt like a kind of unit already. Yeah, which is nice. And I love that we've already got these kind of newer names demonstrating their prowess. Of course, Whalers. I'm not putting him in the same category as newer names. We know who Whalers is.
Oh, for sure.
It's great to see that he's going to be performing well and performing to the same standard as his teammates.
Of course, but Search and Destroy, waiting for the guys to join the lobby. For me, we're going to be seeing